You recording?
I'm recording. And it says we are now streaming live on Facebook. So let's go see. Is this exciting? Yeah. Oh, we are. We are live. Woohoo!
Hey,
Yay!
we made it.
How awesome is that? I love it when it works and
Yeah.
we go live. It always takes that little minute, hey, to start off. So
Is it going to work? It's going to work.
I'm so happy that you're here today, Ray. I am so happy that you...
I'm so excited to be here with you too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, like I've known you now for about, we were just working it out, it's been about 10 years roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we both met at a conference that we went to way back in Sydney.
It feels like lives ago.
Oh, it does. So much has happened since then, hey? So
yeah.
And we've both gone different like directions and everything. So, which is sort of why we're here really, because I just love what I'm very intrigued actually, and I just love where you're going with all of this. And yeah, so you're now doing the Akashic business alignment system. So I am intrigued. I want to find out all about it and how it works and what it does. And yeah, because you know, you said that it helps people in their business and it helps them in their own personal life. And and aligning things. So yeah, aligning energies and what works and what doesn't work, and I think that's what it is. So
yes. Yeah, well, you know, it probably helps to explain how it came about. So I actually created this system.
Oh, wow.
It's my own system, which is really shit scary. Sorry about swearing, but you know, when you put something brand new out in the world that it's yours and you can't turn around and go, but Angie taught me how to do it, it's her fault if it's wrong. So that was a real learning process for me as well. But yeah, I'm actually trained as a kinesiologist. And so we're doing a lot of work with that. But then, you know, I came across this Akashic Records training and really, you know, it just grabbed me and I was like, yes, I knew I needed to do it. And so did the course and was using it for myself and using it with clients. But I was but it was on a personal level. It wasn't to do with business at all. It was much more personal stuff. And but one day I was out bushwalking, I think, and you know, you can see I'm in the bush here at the moment. I'm camping with my kids, so I'm sitting in a paddock. But yeah, I just thought, oh, you know, this has been so amazing for me on a personal level. How can I apply it on a business level? And businesses actually have their own Akashic Records. So the Akashic Records exist at the 5D level. So we function on the 3D level. You know, we can see and feel and touch and hear. But the Akashic Records exist at the 5D level. And basically the easiest explanation of them is that they are like a library, and they contain records of anything and everything that has ever happened and possibly can happen and, you know, will happen. So it's if you think about, like, if you go to a psychic and how do they know what they know? They're accessing the Akashic Records, you know, whether they're going into the past or in the future. And yeah, so I knew that our businesses did have Akashic Records, but I hadn't done any training sort of around specifically what that looked like. So I just started playing with what I knew and applying. You know, I thought, well, because we all personally, we have a gift energy that our soul originates with and we carry with us through. So if you apply to the thought that we have past lives, we carry that gift through every single lifetime. And so I sort of started to wonder, well, I wonder if our businesses have gifts like that as well. And, you know, they're not a living, breathing soul, so they probably don't have it, you know, to the point where it travels with them through lifetimes. But how can I use that? How can I apply that? So I started playing with it, and I discovered, so for me personally, my personal gift is truth. Wow. Divine truth. That's the energy that I personally work with. And I discovered that my business works with the energy of wisdom.
Really?
So then I just started playing with the concept of, well, you know, I know what these energies mean and what's nourishing for these energies and what's draining. So if I just think about that when I'm doing my business stuff, I can make sure I'm avoiding the draining stuff, or, you know, have contingency plans for the draining stuff for me personally, but also when I think about for the business. So wisdom for business is all about common sense and making things simple and easy. And so like neurotic clients are really draining for me. But I had a few of them, and they made me to the point where I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do my work because I don't want to deal with these people. So once I understood that, I was like, you know what, hard and fast rules. I don't work with those kind of people who don't subscribe to common sense. So I've kind of got a little filter system now when I'm taking people on to work with me, where I make sure that those people are aligned with me and with my business, and that they're not going to kind of drive me crazy. With other people working with different energies, they can handle that more easily. You know, people with the love energy can handle people who, you know, don't make as much sense as you know, that common sense, simple, straightforward sort of thing. So I just started applying it to myself and really loved playing with the energies.
Yeah. So what type of energies are there? Like, what? Give us an
Yeah.
overview.
So I work with 8 different energies. Let's see if I can recall them off the top of my head. We'll go compassion. So compassion is all about connecting with tribe and really. And is that really interesting? Compassion rarely shows up in business energies. In 18 months of working with this, I think I've come across 3, maybe 4 people who have compassion as their business energy, and it's usually combined with something else. I don't know why. It's just one that doesn't show up much, but it's very much about community and really how you interact with your tribe and calling those people in, and really being able to hold that space. Then we've got manifestation, which is all about having really impactful experiences, whether that's for ourselves or what we're creating for our clients. So we really like to, if you're working with manifestation energy, you really like to have your clients walk away going, wow, that, you know, I really felt that, or I really know how that has changed my life, or how I can really apply this. It's like that word impact is really significant for manifestation. Order is another one. So, you know, what it sounds like, order people can get a little bit stuck in being perfectionists, but they're also really amazing at creating systems. And often what I've found is healers who have the energy order will create their own modality. So that's really fun. They sort of put together everything that they know and bring out their own kind of special thing.
Wow.
Love is another one, divine love. So that's where compassion is about tribe and really that real community heart. Love is that one-on-one connection and really being in relationship with people. So really focuses on having really balanced relationships as well. In business, that includes making sure you've got a really good relationship with your business, so that you're not spending all your time in business and no playtime, and, you know, neglecting your family or your self-care, that kind of thing. So when you understand the energies, it's really lovely to be able to see like the positives and the negatives of it as well, and make sure that you're staying in balance. Communication is another one, and so that's obviously, you know, all about words, specifically about words. I often joke, you know, communication's not about dancing interpretively to get your message across. You've got to use your words with communication. So, you know, whether it's spoken or written, but and often people who have the communication energy as their either their personal or their business energy will channel words really easily. So they'll, you know, jump on a Facebook Live and just blah, 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 and people will just be like, whoa, where did that come from? Or they'll just write the most amazing content for their posts and their blogs and that kind of thing.
Well, yes. Yes.
What else is there? There's truth. That's my energy that I personally work with. So obviously that's, you know, really about seeing to the core of things. The really fun thing about truth as well is the visual aspect. So it relates a lot to the third eye energy. So, you know, all that clear seeing and clairvoyant type stuff, but you can really nourish truth energy by doing creative arts, doing really visual stuff, playing with paints, doing some drawing, doing any kind of, you know, photography, that kind of thing. So that's a fun thing about truth. What are we up to? Is that 5?
I think you've got wisdom, you said.
No, I haven't spoken about wisdom yet. I think I've done.
That's 6 you've done. So there's 2 to go.
Communication. So, Wisdom, as I said, is all about common sense, making things simple and easy. Just simplifying things. So, you know, maybe your business is wisdom energy, because you simplify for people. You know, you do the step by step. This is how you make sense of this whole IT gig.
Yeah, maybe
I haven't even checked in to see what yours is, but you know, that would make sense if that was yours, because it's that this is how you do it kind of thing.
Yes.
And power is the last one. So power is all about free will and free choice. Don't make me do anything that I don't want to do, or don't tell me I have to do something.
Oh, that's interesting. Yes.
So power is a really fun energy. They're all really fun energies, but power is a fun energy because it's really fast. It's like they're the powerhouses that have an idea and they figure it out and they put it into action really quickly.
Yes.
Research, decide, act is the power kind of mantra. But you know, then, you know, if you're working with power energy and you're not acting, if you're not putting things into motion, then you're stuck, you're stagnant. You need to do something to get yourself moving and back into alignment.
Absolutely. I just want to say for a minute that there's a couple of people watching us live right now. So I just want to say hi. Hi. So if you watch us live, just say hi. Let us know that you're here, and, you know, we'd love to hear any comments that you've got or anything like that. So that would be cool. Well, that's really interesting, you know, and I didn't even realize that businesses have energy. Like, I mean, I know all about the Akashic Records and all of that. Like, that's all, but wow, to apply it to a business.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, isn't it?
Because really fun. And the concept that I've come up with and, you know, played with a lot for myself and have shared with, you know, all the women that I work with, is that our businesses actually do have their own personality, if you want to, you know, and when you grasp that, it's like, whoa, I've got a mate, I've got a friend, I've got a partner in crime kind of thing, rather than, because often, you know, when you, as entrepreneurs running our own businesses, we have our own vision of what we're doing, and it's really hard to share that with other people in a way that they grasp exactly what we're on about. But when we grasp that our business is our partner and has their own energy and their own spirit, and, you know, can actually have their own desires and stuff as well, but they're so intrinsically linked with us that we just know that they get our concepts as well. So it makes business much less lonely when you can connect with your business as an entity as well.
Yes.
And so many women are just like, whoa, like, just when I've made that connection, it's just expanded my whole business realm, you know, massively, and just
wow. That's really cool. So just want to say hi to Fiona and Sandra. So, like, hey.
Hi, Fiona and Sandra.
Fiona said she's very interested. So, yeah.
I am too. I love it. I do this every day and I never get bored.
Oh, I can imagine. I'd love it too. Like, it's like, wow. Yeah. So that's really interesting, isn't it? So how does the system work? Like, so you've got the different energies.
Yep.
You know? So how does it work? Like, do you find out what it is, and then anyway.
Yeah. So if you know, so someone says, Ray, you know, I really would like to do some work with you. What does that look like? How do we do that? So I will always do a session where we look at the personal energy and the business energy, and we talk about those and how you can, you know, integrate those together and get the most out of them and really support yourself and nourish yourself in your business. And then it's up to people individually how they want to go. So we can do a forecast reading, which lets us know what energy the business wants you to be moving into and working with next. So those energies move around and change. And then we can do a bit of business strategy around that. So, you know, your business is saying that she wants you to work with communication for the next 6 weeks. So that would be, we'll do a bit of strategizing around, you know, making some posts. Where else can you use your words? Maybe you want to do a YouTube video, or maybe there's a public speaking event that you're looking at that you're getting pushed towards doing. So it's often the forecast energies give people a bit of a shove in the direction that they're already going, but they're kind of been stalling on, or I'm not sure about. And then this energy pops up and they're just like, oh, I can't ignore it anymore. Okay, I'm listening. Ray, did you have to say that? Yes, actually I did. You're welcome.
Wow.
So they're really fun. I love doing those, and they, just those are often the sessions that we really have some good conversations with the business as well. And I often say I'm a business whisperer or a business medium. Other people talk to dead people, I talk to businesses. And I often, so you'll be doing a session and we'll just hit on a point and I'll just get like this yes or no, or like I hear what's going on for the business. And when the client grasps what the business wants them to what their business wants them to understand, or starts going, yes, okay, I'm going to go in that direction, I get the messages from their business of what's going on for them, and that they're excited that they're now getting aligned and on the same track and working together rather than pulling in opposite directions from each other. So that's one thing that we do. And I also do I've called them all different kinds of things. They can be clearings or accelerations, but it's basically we go in and I ask to be shown any blocks and restrictions from previous lives and this life that are specifically preventing the person from moving forward into their business success. So, that might look like, having spoken up in a previous life and been persecuted for it. And so now in this life, they really have trouble speaking their truth and being able to communicate that, or, that whatever, that there are so many different blocks that really hold us back from moving forward into business success. So we do often do clearing sessions as well that help to really accelerate people forward. Once they get those things out of the way, they just kind of can take off.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're lots of fun too.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I think probably all have a number of different blocks. I mean, it's not like we're going to have one block and that's it. And after we get
no, and it's it's a layer thing. It's with any kind of healing. You heal layer by layer, and so it's I have repeat clients who they've gotten past one thing, and then it's okay, Ray, new level, new devil. I've hit this new point. I'm stuck. Where do we go? And we just go back in. Show us the blocks that are specific to what's going on right here, right now. We clear that out of the way, and they set new patterns, and off they go again. So there's always, as long as we're breathing and growing, there's always new stuff to kind of play with as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. So how many sessions would people normally have?
I've found that for the system to be effective, it needs to be at least 3 months of work together. So that looks like usually some of the clearing sessions, some of the forecast sessions, and just a little bit of checking in, because it can take a little while to kind of get the hang of integrating all of the energies. So once you've had a forecast call, you've got your personal energy, your business energy, and then the forecast energy. So you've got 3 different energies that you're trying to keep in mind to kind of think about how you're running your business. So yeah, we usually do 3 months is kind of what I like people to do. But at the same time, we're in the times that we're in at the moment. I've had women who say, look, I just can't commit to that at the moment. Can I just have something to get me started? And usually I have women do like that initial forecast call where they get their energy, the business energy and the forecast energy, and then they'll start working with that and then come back and do more once they're kind of got a bit more momentum going again.
Yeah, wow, this is exciting. I wonder if anybody who's watching, if they've got any questions too, please pop them up if you've got any questions for Ray, because this is really this is really exciting stuff. Like I just oh my gosh.
So it was about this time 12 months ago that I was really getting brave enough to put it out into the world. I think I had just started to do my first posts of really sharing it and like, come on, who wants to come and do this with me? And I had some really brave women go, yes, we'll come and work with you for 12 months. And
yeah, wow. Yeah, no, that's absolutely amazing. So I think it's just amazing, just to be able to clear the blocks and help people to move forward, because we all, it doesn't matter where we are, hey, we're all going to reach blocks at some point where we just become stagnant, or we don't really know what direction, what best to do to move.
The next best thing to do. Yeah. And I use it constantly for myself as well. I always have on my wall one of my forecast sheets where I've got, you know, I still have my personal energy and my business energy. They don't change at all, but I've always got that up on my wall, so I can just flick it, you know, look up at it and go, oh, okay, that's the energy I'm using. That's what I need to be mindful of. And then also bring in the forecast energy and, yep, okay, that's the energy I'm working with specifically at the moment. So this business activity is really going to utilize that energy and make sure that I'm playing with the juice that I need to be playing with at the moment.
Yeah, wow. And Kathy just came in, so she just said she's coming late. So yeah, hi Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm just so excited about it. So it's just, yeah, it's always interesting there. You know, to know that information is up there and that we can all benefit from it.
It's all accessible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really,
yeah. Got my kids driving through the paddock at the moment. I don't know if you can see, this is where I'm sitting at the moment. This is where I don't know if you can see the car out there, but they've got an adult with them. They're practicing driving.
Oh, isn't it funny? So yeah, so has anybody got anything else they want to ask? Or I'm pretty happy with where we are. I mean, people can.
I could talk about it all day, but
oh, I'm sure you.
If anyone's got any questions,
do you want to share anything else before we?
Have I got some good stories? Let me see if I've got some good stories. I could probably share you my favorite part of the system that I created, and that's about grounding business energy. So everyone knows that we need to ground ourselves. We need to put our feet on the ground and, you know, just feel that skin to earth connection and let that ionic exchange happen, and that really just makes us take a deep breath and recenter. But what many people don't realize is that we need to do that for our businesses as well. And if you sit back for a moment and just sort of take an energetic audit of your business, it's good to notice whether it's feeling kind of scattered or chaotic or sort of overwhelmed or just like go. And is that the energy that we want to be functioning from, or do we want to be feeling more grounded and connected and peaceful and centered? I want to be centered. I don't want to be, I don't want to be, you know, functioning from a place of constantly. That's not a state that I like to be in. So again, for me, this is something that just it actually came. We were hiking up Mount Tambourine with the kids one day, and I had said, I'm putting my phone away because I had all of this, was developing all this stuff. And I said, look, I'm having a tech-free day. I'm putting my phone in my pocket. It's only there for photos. And I just kept getting all these downloads of like, this is how you ground this energy. This is how you ground this energy. So yeah, they're different. I completely created this part of the system of the places like, you know, right here, this for me is incredibly grounding for my business. For some energies, it's more rainforest type energies. For some energies, it's more like the ocean, beach kind of energy. There are essential oils that we can use to ground our businesses. There are colours we can use to ground our businesses. There are sounds we can use. There's physical body movements that we can use. And it's not all, so the way that I use it is if I'm feeling stuck or if I've got a problem that I just sort of can't work out mentally, I just go, you know what, I'm stopping the mental. I'm keeping in mind that this is the thing I want to work out, and I'm going to go and do this, whether I go and do a bit of art or I go for a walk or, you know, have a bit of a belly dance or go and sit at the beach or whatever it is that is specific to my business that helps that particular energy ground. I do those things just with the intention that I'm going to get some clarity around whatever I'm stuck with, or, you know, just get some motivation or whatever. Just hold in my thoughts as I'm starting off what it is that I want to change, and go and do those things. And 9 times out of 10, I come back with it completely changed, and, you know, new perception and the answer all the way through. And I've had so many women tell me that as well, and just that they really love utilizing all of those things, and that they'd never even considered previously that they needed to ground their business energy.
Yeah.
I had a couple of weeks ago, I think it was the last week of school, and I had a billion sessions that I had to get done, and I had kids sick, and a kid broke their arm, and
Oh no.
and it was just chaos. And I was trying to cram it in. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to stop and take a breath. I'm putting my yoga mat on the ground. I'm going to do some stretching and do some of the stuff that I know is really good for, not just for my body and me, but that is specifically going to ground my business energy. And I came out of that and I cruised through the rest of my week, and, you know, just made sure that I was using the oils that are specific to my business. And I work with crystal essences as well. I throw those into the grounding information. So yeah, that's a part of the system that I just love. I love talking about it. I love teaching it. I love women grasping it and just going, whoa, I didn't know I could do this. And it's just so fun, and it's so energizing, and it's lots of fun.
So let me ask you a question, and then Fiona has actually put up a question. But are there different oils for the different energies?
Yes.
And different colours for the different energies?
Yes.
So that's interesting, isn't it? So specific. So things are specific to
the different energies. Yeah.
Energies.
Yeah. I actually had a woman that I worked with earlier in the year who one of her energies that she works with as well, it's not part of what I've talked about, but she works with the astral realms really easily. And she was working out all her branding and trying to figure out her coloring and stuff. And I said, well, you know, ask that question before you go to bed. Write it down on your notebook before you go to bed, and ask for clarity to come around what colors you should be using in your business for your branding. And so she did that, and I got a message the next day, oh my God, Ray, I got it. I had just this psychedelic dreams, but it was all this color, and it was the color of her business grounding energy.
Wow, isn't that interesting?
And she's used it, like she's got it everywhere, and she's like, that's it, that's just, I knew it was so right, because
yes,
it's that color, and it just feels so good. I look at it and I just feel so calm, and it's perfect. And so yeah, that was a nice little confirmation that it's all aligning and fit. Yeah.
Renee has jumped in late, so she's
hi Renee.
The replay. And Fiona's asking, she's trying to decide when to launch online.
Trying to decide when to launch online. Well, what I would say is sit down and have a little meditation and connect with your business. I actually have a meditation that I can send you a link to if you want to link it with the recording, Angie. But yeah, sit with the concept that your business has her own ideas, and she will know exactly when she wants you to launch. Don't overthink it. Meditate, connect with your business, use the meditation that I've got if you want to, but ask her specifically, when should we launch together? And she will, don't overthink it. Just the first thing that comes through, take it and start planning with that.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is so much fun. I can see that you're so passionate about it, and I can understand why you're so passionate about it too, because it's just, So just in closing, because it's time to go, and I'm sure we could keep talking for ages, I will put up a link in the comments below, so that if people want to talk to Ray, contact Ray, that you can go to your website. So it's www.rayspace.com. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Rayspace.
Yeah, .com, or on Facebook. So I'll put the links up so people can contact you.
Absolutely.
Has thanked you, and and so that way they can connect with you for a chat to see how it all works and whatever it is. So
and I've got on the website, I've got a link to book just a free 20-minute chat if anyone wants to do that, and we go through and I let you know what your business energy is, and we talk a little bit more about that, and you learn a bit more about that. So
cool. I think I'm going to an appointment.
Booking Angie in.
Yay! That sounds really cool. So so thank you so much for.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
And I look forward to talking to you again sometime soon. So thank you.
That's good. Thank you everyone for coming.
Yes, thank you everyone online. So thank you. Oh, thanks. Sandra said that interesting stuff. So thank you. And Fiona has thanked you as well. So thank you everybody for being here, and we look forward to talking to you all again next
Very
time.
much so.
Yeah, have the most amazing and abundant day, everyone. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Thanks, Sandy. Bye.